Welcome back to Life in Stride podcast. This is episode 294. On this episode, we had very special guests, Eric Floberg and Trevor Giampa, on the podcast after they both broke 2:30 at this year's Boston Marathon. Not only did they run a lot of the race together, they also trained together going into the race, hitting a lot of key long runs together. We talked about their build, and then obviously the meat of the episode was recapping both of their weekends. Eric was there with Adidas, and Trevor walked around Boston a lot before the race because he wanted to see the city, which was really funny. But then they had a lot of really fun stories from the race, concluding with my favorite part of the episode, where they saw each other after the finish and realized they had both broken 2:30. What a cool moment. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you do, please leave your review, drop a comment, share with a friend. We'll catch you on the next one. When we're running through Norton Commons or the Pewee Valley area in Louisville, Kentucky, it's pretty easy to spot Mason Construction Home. The attention to detail, the quality, the stunning design, you can't miss it. It stands out. We aren't just saying that either. Our own co-host Scotty trusted Mason Construction to build his forever home, and he and his family couldn't be happier. Don't tell Scotty this, but we're at his house a lot because we love the home. He's all right too, though. If you live in the Louisville or Southern Indiana area and are thinking about building your forever home or doing a remodel, there is nobody else to trust with this project than Mason Construction. The link to their website is in our show notes. Click on the request information option and start the conversation about what your forever home could look like.
I 0% of the time wait to hit the record button now. Even with somebody we've never met, I just rip it.
It's the best way to do it, man. You just got to go in here, no prep.
Yep. I'm nervous to be in a call with Trevor Giampa, bro. I'm a huge fan.
Huge fan.
What's up, Chris?
I heard he's smaller in person, actually.
I got one of those in Boston. Someone told me that.
What? Someone told you that in Boston that you're smaller in person?
It was at the Life in Stride shakeout. Someone came up and said, "Oh, you're actually not that big."
Dude, that is devastating. Dang, whoever is listening to this podcast and told Trevor that, you can go ahead and unsubscribe.
You heard it. You heard it from Chris first.
When we had Trevor on the first time, I asked him if he could outbench and outrun Truett, and Wes Wang hit me up, was like, dude, that's a low-key insult. He's like, Truett's a hamster compared to Trevor. Like,
I didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
For what it's worth, Trevor is absolutely as yoked as he looks on videos. That guy may have just been insecure.
All right, we're done glazing Trevor. Floberg, what's up, dude?
Why are you dressed for winter, Eric?
Because it's cold here, dude. It dropped in temp.
What's the temp?
It was like 50s, but it was raining. I was outside filming my race breakdown video I literally recorded for an hour and 20 minutes. Longest race breakdown I've ever done.
So you did a video and then a race, like a cinematic like race video and then a race breakdown video?
Yeah. It'll go cinema first, breakdown second.
Are you going to tease us? How long are you going to tease us?
Man, the race video's taking a while.
Too fair.
Bro, I got to do this one right.
Yeah, dude. Bromka wants it, man. He put content out there saying he wants it.
Yeah.
That made me laugh.
Sub 2:30? Or is it going to be over? Or is it going to be over 2.5 hours?
Sub 2:30.
Yeah, full cinematic Christopher Nolan piece.
Did you wear a camera on your hat the whole race? Oh, you didn't.
No, I respected the BAA's rules this time.
I didn't.
Okay.
No, you didn't. You didn't get flagged?
I did everything you told me to do. I did no advertising and zero monetization. Everything was turned off. There was no description. I just did a title.
Yeah, they can't come after you then.
Yeah,
We're safe.
Can't.
We're safe. I don't know if they know about us, but I think we'd be okay. Dude, Flo, is it harder to make a video if you have more footage? Like if you have more angles and stuff? Does it take longer?
Yeah, if you have more coverage, it's harder just because you just have to scrub through more stuff. And like you could just barrel through it and like have a one-track mind of what you want, but you lose out on missing little Easter eggs. Like in the race film, I'm doing the whole weekend just because it needs to be done. Like the whole experience is what made this race.
Yeah.
So I'm showcasing every day, and my kids are in like a World War III with each other right now,
I
trying
hear
to get
that.
in on this conversation.
It's chill, man.
I got 2 in the room with me just listening.
Oh my gosh, Theo and Scout.
Yep. But yeah, so Saturday it leads and builds, and the shakeout run, like me and Cyrus getting to your guys' shakeout run is hysterical because we were late, and the whole thing getting there, it then like hits with Scotty racing Rory, and it's just energy like crazy. And it's all this build, and at the end of the night, like the last line, it just cuts to Scotty, and he's like, I ate an entire pint of ice cream in my bed last night.
I did. And I tell you what, that was a bad decision. I had ice cream every night in Boston, every night before the race. So 3 times before the race. And I had to go to the bathroom from mile 3 on. And did I go? No. Should have, though.
You just absorbed it.
Use the energy.
I was out of stomach ache the last like 6 miles pretty bad, but you know, you do what you got to do. My wife was going to drop me and she said she would not stop. So yeah.
Wow, she wasn't going to stop and wait for you? That's crazy, dude.
No, she was like, I'm not stopping. It's like
2:55:55 stops for no one.
Yeah. And if we both got the same time, that's what I'm most hyped about.
That's
highlight of the weekend. Speaking of the weekend, boys, how your legs feeling? Trevor, you go first.
My legs were feeling great after Boston, but now they're just totally trashed because I chose to pace a marathon 5 days after. So
yeah, right.
I went down. I worked for like 2 days, and then I went to Champaign, and I was a 3:05 pacer. So that was the most marathons I've done in 5 days. But
didn't you run it?
What's that?
Didn't you run sub 3:05? You finished like 3:04, didn't you?
I did like 3:03:30. Yeah.
Did everyone drop off, and did you just rip it at the end, or did you drop your paces?
I had 2 people who were just crushing it. One guy was going for a 3:10, and he was just hanging. So he was having a huge day, and he kept feeling good. And then I had one woman with me who ended up doing 3:03. So I kept checking in with them every mile, and they're like, "Yeah, let's go faster." So that was a bunch of fun. Like my legs felt fun. You know, you have to sit in it, kind of just like a long recovery run.
We had a Life in Stride athlete run 3:04 there. I think him and Trevor. I don't think he was in that pack the whole race, but I think Trevor may have passed him late in the race. Yeah.
Well, if I were a better pacer, I would have been with him.
Fair enough, but he did BQ by like 15 minutes, so he was stoked. So shout out to
let's go.
Shout out to Sean. Yeah,
he's Blake ran that too, and you definitely passed him. Yeah.
Yeah, I did run past someone at like mile 24, and I'm holding the 3:05 sign, and he looked at me like he was like scared, and he's like, "Are you ahead of pace?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am." He's like, "Okay, good."
Oh God.
Kind of some false advertising there, but it was a very nice 3:03.
Dude, as long as you're under
15 minutes off the BQ, that should be enough buffer, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got to be in the 50 to 55 range, I want to say. I don't know exactly his age, so if I'm way overshooting that, Sean, and you're listening to this, I'm so sorry, but I think that's his age range. So yeah.
What's the predicted buffer time right now?
I think it's going to be 6 minutes and 47 seconds.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I feel like it might even be steeper than that.
I think for our age range, like the under 34, it's going to take like 2:47, I think. So
right, so that would be an 8-minute buffer.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
dude,
I think it's
that you know that the Revel races, is it Revel or Rebel?
Revel.
You know the Revel races. This is I have to have one spot in every episode where I get made fun of in the comments. So there it is, guys. Go for it. You know, they fixed their courses to be under, like a couple of them fixed them to be right under the 1,500 mark, like 1,400 and change.
So had to stay in business.
Yeah, a couple of those downhill races did, I heard. I actually need to check on that. That might be fake news because that's grapevine. So I've said that to a lot of people. I should probably check.
Should we down the onion, bro?
Yeah, I did. Babylon B or whatever it's
I've
called.
definitely said that in a podcast too. So I heard it was the Jack and Jill ones in Seattle though, but I don't know. If you know, comment on the pod. Tell us.
Yeah, Scotty, that one's like, so the last pod you got destroyed on, you said you didn't know who Kananisa Bekele was, and you got destroyed in the comments for that. But then, but the Revel, that's not nearly as bad. So yeah, no worries. I don't think you'll get destroyed for that. No
I said something recently as well. It was the other day. I can't remember. It's getting worse and worse. Man.
Yeah.
People expect me after 280 episodes to know everything about running, and it's just not. It's just not the case.
It's not the case.
It's okay.
All right, we can get off this tangent. All right, let's get. Boy, Eric, how are your legs feeling after the race?
I'm good now. Like I've only run 2 times. Yesterday morning ran with the boys, and the hammies are still feeling not splendid. But I'll be pacing Will some this Sunday in his marathon. So I'll be ripping some 6:30 pace, 6:25 pace. Yeah, we'll see how I feel then. I think I'll be good by then. But I've just been taking it super chill, probably too chill. I need to stop being lazy.
You need to lock
Are we going to see the sub 16 5K from Eric Floberg this summer?
Well, 100%. Yeah. I was just looking at one of my workouts before I ran 16:15 2 summers ago, and I did 3 miles in 5:35 as it's like a tempo start. And then I did a bunch of 400s, and they were all like 72 and 73. And my last one I did 72, and I was absolutely gassed. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, I'm in such better shape now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And like sub 16 should be no problem. I'm thinking
you might
on the track.
You might skip the 15s and go straight into the 14s, bro.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm praying for.
That's the last distance I have you on.
Yeah, not for long.
I'll race one right at. Actually, let me know the race you're signing up for, and let's do it together.
Just duke it out, and so we can both get a PR.
I'll
15:45,
47.
Oh.
I'll go 13 minutes flat if you're racing me, bro.
Trevor, what's your 5K PR?
I was like just thinking about this because I plugged the marathon into an equivalency calculator to see what I could get. My 5K PR is from high school. I ran 15:18 in the 3 miles, which is like a 16 flat. We should be able to do much better. Like the equivalent marathon as Boston is like a 15:25 5K.
Sheesh. I think you could do that based off of your Shamrock.
Yeah, Shamrock, you crushed, bro.
Yeah. Shamrock went in 10 and we were feeling good, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so I look back at the footage. We were right before the mile 4 marker. And I was like literally 10 seconds behind Trevor at that point. He put 30 seconds on me on the last mile.
No way. Oh my gosh. What was your last mile?
It was awful. I fell off at like 5:30, but he went like 5 flat.
The GPS is bad in the city. I think it was sub 5 though.
Yeah. You were hammering. I was dying.
You got that good track speed, bro. I always see those videos of you ripping down the indoor track.
Yeah, Eric and I have got to do a track race this summer because like every PR I have under the marathon is like super old. Like I've never raced a half, and my 5K and 10K are from like high school.
So man, that's crazy. You've never raced a half. Oh my god.
He's such a mythical creature.
Half?
Isn't he so crazy?
Not really.
He just says stuff like this. Like we're leaving Boston, me, him, and Iggy. And I'm like, I think I'm gonna grab a coffee before the airport. I'm like, Trev, you want to get a coffee? And he's like, I've never had a coffee. And I'm like, wait, you've like never had a single coffee? He's like, no, I've never tried coffee. Like, of course you haven't.
I don't know if I'm around with that.
Dude, genuinely, you're better off for it.
I'm only like half a runner if I haven't had coffee yet.
Dude's living that Amish lifestyle. Respect.
Bro, my life on coffee is rough. I mean, like, if I don't have it by 1 p.m., I have a migraine.
Yeah. All right. So for Boston, like, maybe the best way to do this for like each of you, let's hear like some pre-race highlights before the race. So like shakeout runs. Eric, you like were there with Adidas. Trevor, you got to see us, which had to be number one highlight, I'm sure. So like, yeah, let's start like Trevor. Hit us with some pre-race highlights before race day.
I mean, my real pre-race highlight was I actually got to like sleep a normal amount because I had been working like 7 days a week for like over a month before then. And so Boston was like my first days off of work. And so like straight up like sleeping a normal night, not having to get up at 4 a.m. I was like, I'm fully rested. Sleeping on a couch was great. Went to the Life and Stride Shakeout, met Rory Linkletter. That was sick.
Was that your highlight, meeting Rory or hanging out with us?
It was meeting Chris, and then it was meeting Rory. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we were together the whole shakeout, bro. But
yes.
Rory doesn't need a bigger head, man. You don't need to give him that. You don't need to give him that.
Yeah. No, honestly, it was getting time off work was huge.
Yeah.
So. I love that highlight for sure. Like coming like, the expo and stuff is just getting off work. So what day did you go to the expo?
I went on Saturday. Yeah.
Okay. Busy day for sure. That's when I went.
Was there a line out the door?
There was. It was like a half mile long, but I got through in like less than 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Nice. Dialed. All right, Eric, pre-race highlights. Let's hear it.
I mean, I have so many. I'll give a few maybe. It was just like I said it in the reel I made. I said it in the breakdown video I just made. Like it was truly one of the best weekends of my life, just experientially. And it was mostly because of people. And I thought I would have to I thought I would be obligated to do a lot more stuff, like being with Adidas, but they were really flexible on the schedule. They're kind of like, they scheduled stuff, but a lot of time they're like, if you can make it, like we're doing this, like come along if you can make it work. It's like, oh, okay. I still went to pretty much everything except the last dinner. But we went to a Red Sox game, which was super cool to see Fenway. And I just really enjoyed like our mall cops time. Like the dinner that we had was awesome. Just super fun vibes. That whole day was incredible. Like never stopped. That was Saturday. Just nonstop hanging out with friends. A lot of Scotty and Alex time, which was wonderful. And then Sabria got there that night. And it was just really, really fun to have touch points with friends the entire weekend. So I think for me, that's definitely the highlight. And yeah, the Adidas shakeout was really cool too. Like got to hang with Joanna for a bit, and he interviewed me at the end of the shakeout. And yeah, it just felt like everything was serendipitous. It just like all the stars aligned in every way, and I felt great and I slept great. And yeah, I can't say anything bad about the weekend.
Yeah. I think Scotty said that I guess on Sunday you were being really like cautious about like staying off your feet. I think you like maybe had told him that at one point. Do you, Eric, you can go first. Like, do you think you did a pretty good job on Sunday of like staying off your feet and feeling pretty good for a race day?
I really, I think I did, because the shakeout wasn't that intense. It was only about like 2 miles, and we ran it at like 10-minute pace. So that felt awesome. And yeah, I like shut it down after I think it was 2 or 3 o'clock, and Adidas had like recovery boots in a room, and I'm like, you know what? I normally don't do something like this. I'm just gonna go and do it. So I was in the boots for half an hour. That felt fantastic. And then I just went up to the hotel room after that, and I remember checking my watch. I think I only had 6,000, maybe
you had like
6,500,
I think, at lunch, and that was at like it was late. It was like a late lunch, maybe 1:30.
Yeah,
and I was at like 16 or 17,000.
Yeah, I think I closed the day at like 8,500, which is fantastic for me.
That's so low.
So I know.
Yeah. One of you guys had that take that if it's your first Boston Marathon, you should go explore the city and don't care about steps and staying locked in. Whose take was that? I forgot.
It was Danny.
It was Danny.
I don't know where Danny is right now. Maybe he's going to the bathroom, but he's not here currently.
I think he went to another dimension.
I know. I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna try to stay locked in for the race, but also gonna get as many steps as reasonably happens. And I think Scotty and I both had like 30K plus
every day, pretty much. You had 30K on Sunday?
Yeah. I was out and about.
What were you doing, bro?
I like walked, jogged, like I don't know, I like walked all around the city. I went all the way I was in the seaport. So to go to the seaport all the way down to the start line and the expo is forever. It was like 2 miles.
You were taking that? You didn't take the train?
It was like a mixture of both. I don't even know. I was out for like 6 hours.
Yeah. Trevor, you blow my mind, bro. Like in a good way. somehow that turned out to be a good way, but you're madly impressive.
I'm like, if I'm in Boston, I'm gonna be enjoying the city. I'm not gonna be sitting around in the hotel room. So
I love the Chicago accent with Boston. It kind of fit. Boston. I'm in Boston.
It was wicked fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they say in Boston, but wicked smart.
That's what they say. Definitely the highlight for me of Boston was the people too. Eric, you nailed it. Like, so we had this experience. We went to the Houston Marathon, a group of Louisville peeps. There was 7 or 8 of us, and we just went. We were only there for like 36 hours, but we went everywhere together: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then after the race, lunch. And then we went to the airport together. We ate dinner together. We all were on the same flight. And it was the best race weekend ever. And then we did it again in Boston. Like, we just went everywhere together. Everybody was chill after the race. Like, everyone had dead legs, but we were just like, we want pizza. And everybody's like, okay. And Danny's like, I found a place. And everyone was like, okay. And we just did it. And we picked up these massive pizzas from this place that was pretty far away. But there was no lines. We were able to get the pizzas pretty quick. And then we went to Cyrus's hotel, the Omni. And then we found this it was like a
banquet hall room.
Yeah, like a conference banquet hall type room
that just had tables set up.
Yeah, tablecloths, and we were like, I mean, might as well go for it. So we went for it, and we definitely dirtied up the tablecloths a bit. I did, at least, because I eat like a child, but totally worth it. And that's just like, if you're able to do that with people, tell your kids I said hi, Eric. If you're able to do that with people, to go to a race and do it with a group like Eric went with his whole Chicago group basically that he runs with called the Mall Cops. It is just so fun. So fun.
Dude, I got to say something about Cyrus. Every time I'm around that guy, I just feel like a calming presence. That guy just makes me feel very zen, and I love him for that.
That's his voice and demeanor.
Exactly. Yeah.
I got to share an Uber with that man.
Yeah.
Highlight of my weekend, actually. That's my number one highlight, was sitting that close to Cyrus.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on to race morning. So before, that was your highlight of the weekend, sharing an Uber?
No, Chris, you just moved on.
For sure.
You just moved on so hard.
For sure.
What?
No, Chris, you got it, bro. Steer the show.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I was going to say, so race morning, obviously the buses was a lot of fun. Maybe, some highlights from each of you on race morning. Obviously, you can talk about our secret spot. We won't tell people how to get the situation rolling, but before the race. But maybe some highlights on race morning before the race actually started.
I'll let Eric talk about Boston Betty's, but going on the bus was a ton of fun because we had this group of we had 10 people at least, and there was the hopscotch lines with 15 people.
Maybe 20.
I think it was 25, 30. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah,
we were trying to
Mall cops, a ton of Life and Stride people. Just like others.
We almost got Cyrus on the bus. He was like, I was like, you want to come?
He
had a media pass.
come.
He could have, yeah. But I'm like, come on, you want to? And he's like, no, I shouldn't. I'm like, you sure?
Turns out the media pass gets you essentially everywhere at the Boston Marathon. But continue, Trevor.
Yeah, the excitement that we had when we all coordinated the same bus together and pretty much just took over a bus, and we were all just going down the line yelling, "We're bus number 1." And then Scotty was riling up the volunteers going, "Yeah, cheer for bus number 1."
We're so good. Oh,
you gotta always have one dude in the group who's fun running, because then it brings up the nervous energy a bit. And
I mean, going into my first Boston, I think that was when I was still kind of a prude with energy like that. I was always so serious, and I was definitely that runner that was quiet and trying to be focused, and I would be the Karen in my head, was just why are these people so loud? And And then like once I let go of that and realized how fun it is, even when you're racing all out, to just have that disposition, for me, it calms me so much more because it makes it feel like just another normal day, which was in line with like what Trevor was saying all morning. He's like, we're just doing another long run workout together. Like that's all this is. Like we did it a bunch in training. We did 3 long run workouts together. It's like this is just another one. Let's just treat it like that. And so having that attitude all morning was just it was the best. It was so much fun. The bus ride was so short because we were just chopping it up the whole time.
Yeah.
And yeah, as soon as we got off the bus, we started headed to Betty's. Like the pretext to that was so funny because the day before, Scotty's just like trying to ease my mind because I'm so nervous about this process because we're bringing so many
tell him
people.
why you're nervous. What was your option A?
Well, option A, Adidas gave me like VIP busing out there, and I was like, no, I want to go on the normal buses like with my friends. That's so much better than being on a quiet bus, and like I don't know. I just didn't want that bougie experience. I want like the real authentic experience. Like that's much more meaningful to me than getting pampered. So yeah, I mean, and I'm so happy I did. Like I would have been miserable in the other way and knowing that I was missing out and hanging out with y'all. So like the day before, Scotty's trying to ease my nerves, and it's just so funny the way he's putting it. He's like, "It's totally fine. It's totally legit. All these things, blah 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 blah." And I think it was Stu. He's just like, "So you've done this before?" And Scotty's like, "Well, I haven't done it yet, but."
And the whole table, it was at dinner when me and Danny joined your dinner at the end, and y'all are just like, dude,
Classic.
And I'm bringing like 10 plus people with me that have also never been, and I'm like, man, I hope this is legit.
But I was breaking it down with Will and just explaining the whole weekend, and me, I'm always going to try to find the meaning and everything, but it really was a lesson in like, hey, trust your friends to like to bring you into this experience that you never would have experienced otherwise because you're too scared to experience something like this. You need someone else to like hold your hand and be like, no, we can do this other thing and it'll be great. And then it ended up being so great, like far greater than I ever could have imagined.
Same.
And like there was a pretty meaningful moment for you two there.
Yeah.
Floberg with Betty playing music.
Yeah, it was wild. I mean, like it was already so special that she's just sharing with us. Like I love when old people get up on their soapbox and like talk to you about what they care about. It's just so I just think it's so beautiful. They have so much life experience and their stories are so rich and beautiful. And she's like, we've been doing this for 18 years. I'm like already like, oh my gosh, this is so sweet, like that they've hosted runners like this for 18 years and it's this tradition and it's rooted in so much history and lore. And you're like, oh man, it's 2 decades of this happening. And she busts out her accordion and starts playing, and I'm like, this is just too special. And then I got really choked up and started crying because it had hit me. My grandfather, who had just passed a few weeks prior, played the accordion for me when we were kids, and it's a very vivid, deep-seated memory for me. So having already, committed to committing the race to him and my family prior to this weekend even starting and then that happening just felt so wild. And it was a really good reminder for me to like refocus into what I wanted the race to be, and that I wanted the race to be outside of just a running performance. So it was, and then just to share it with you guys, and like Scotty and Danny and I were just arm in arm as that's happening, and they're like embracing me as I'm feeling all those feelings, and it was just so cool.
Yeah, that was a cool touch point. I consider those like God touch points where he's like, I got you, Eric. Like that's just like I mean, the odds that she's playing the accordion, that your grandpa also plays the accordion. I have seen like 3 people in my life play the accordion, maybe twice actually. So it's just super cool, man. And yeah, that was definitely cool to share that moment. Trevor, you got any more highlights about?
Yeah, just back to the nerves thing. Like I'm so used to race morning being just so nervous and locked in, talking to almost no one, constantly in line, just making sure like I'm using the bathroom, getting water in, and it's like the first few hours of the day is just complete focus. This was a race morning like no other. It's like, what am I doing here? Like, this is Boston Marathon, the biggest race of my life. And 30 minutes before we're going, I'm like sitting there on the ground of a community center of a retirement home, like just stretching out my legs with Iggy, just having my legs up on the wall, listening to someone play play music. It's like, this is not what I expected race morning, but it helps so much because
Good.
the nerves are sometimes a good thing, but nerves are kind of bad if you let them like stay there for a long time. And with the 10 a.m. start time, it's easy to have high nerves for 4 hours straight, which is just not going to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, truthfully, it's more than 4 hours. I mean, like most people get up before then because you have to get to the buses so early. And like if you're trying to do your morning routine, it's like 5+ sometimes of like being awake, which is such a challenging logistic of the Boston Marathon. Truly. Like it is very hard to nail the Boston Marathon with the morning and nutrition. Because you never wake up that early for a long run, right?
Yeah.
I think that seemed to be something I nailed this year though, because
What'd
I
you do?
actually hate scarfing down breakfast before like a 7 a.m. start, because you're trying to get it down at like 5 a.m. And I'm like, I never eat at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I might eat something small like before a workout that early, but it's rarely around or before 5 a.m. So to be able to eat stuff on the bus and kind of casually eat all the way through, I don't know, I maybe done my last stuff at like 8:15 and then just chill for a while. Like that's a normal time that I would eat breakfast. So I think that's a win there. Obviously, I'd like it to be earlier because of temperatures historically, but we just had, the perfect weather day.
Yeah.
So that just felt awesome to have that rhythm and that much freedom.
Yeah, for sure. It was a special morning for sure and a special group. I think something about Betty's too that people don't, I guess, like consider is, uh, everyone at Athletes Village is like a cold morning. They're like sitting outside in the cold, and it was nice to have like a little bit of like heat in an indoor area and like couches and stuff to sit on because you don't get that at Athletes Village. But yeah, it was. I agree with both of you. Like it was a very like stress-free environment in there for sure. I feel like Athletes Village would have been a little more
I
stressful with all the people. There
think
was no bathroom worry either, which was great.
right. One of the coolest things to me was when we were walking down the road all together, and
Yeah.
it was the most perfect marathon morning. Like the sun was out,
Yeah.
but it was nice and chilly, and like all of the neighborhood people are starting to come out and set up their like greetings for all the runners that are about to come through in an hour and a half. And I just remember telling multiple people and just everybody echoing like, this is this is this is the dream. Like this is literally
Yeah.
the kind of morning we all dream about having experientially, weather, everything. And then we got it like just alone, which was so cool.
True.
All the homies are walking out like it's the national championship game. You're Alabama walking out behind Saban, calm, cool, collected, but still having fun. And like all my homies are fast. We're all in wave one. You know what I mean? It's just like everything was clicking. It was so perfect.
It was. It was definitely everything was clicking for sure.
I think the one stress point was after we left Betty's and the volunteers were like, yeah, you can't enter the corrals this way. And we had to go up the road back to where we came from. And Trevor was like, I could tell Trevor was like, we need to go. Like, we need to move. I need to warm up. We need to move. And so we like started jogging up the hill. I watched the footage back today. I'm like, this was kind of stressful, this part. Like,
It
we're
was.
swimming upstream and everybody's coming down and we're like, oh my gosh. But then we just like slipped into the 1 to 4 and just like went into that and then made our way down and everything was fine. But
There
it
was
was
a
a
couple
little
changes. There was a couple changes this year. If you were not at Boston, normally they take you all down this road and then you take a right to the start line, and Corrals 8 is in the very back. What, Danny? I'm just saying where it was. 8's in the very back and Corral 1's in the very front, but instead they cut you off early on the road, and 1 through 4 instead you take a right and go around. So we had to go upstream, and that's where the challenging part was. But
When
I'm confused,
I
Danny.
went to the what? No, so I went to the corrals with Eric and Trevor, and I don't know if you guys felt any stress getting in there, but we definitely got there later than the rest of our like wave. And so we were in the very back for sure. And the ketone IQ guy was there with us too. I forget his name. Shout out to him. If you want to sponsor the pod, shoot me a DM. But yeah, yeah, he was. So that was cool. But I was a little worried because I knew people in that corral were probably shooting for anything under 240 down to the top amateur guys 214, 215 were in there. So I knew like maybe the first mile would be a little crazy. Were you guys stressed about that at all or no?
Yeah, I do wonder if we would have been better off if we were a bit further in the pack because you see, our first mile was slow. It was a 5:55, but like we didn't really care about the time. The thing that was concerning was how many times I got like brushed up against or I felt my heels getting like clipped or half clipped. Like I spent the whole first 5K not even looking up, just looking at the feet around me and trying not to fall. So it was crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was for sure. Yeah, I every major I've done where I've like raced it, I've definitely burned some energy. The first mile, just like weaving, and yeah, you got to be careful with that for sure. But so you guys were together. I mean, I imploded. Everyone that listens to this pod already knows that, but I saw you guys pass me somewhere around halfway. So you guys were rolling together for quite a while in this race, right? What was like the race strategy? Maybe the first 10K through half marathon.
Wait, pause before we do. Where did you? It was right at half that we saw you, or you saw us, because I like there were multiple people that said we passed them, and I just don't even remember seeing anybody.
Yeah, I was so I went through half in like 115 and change. So I think you guys
It was
probably
like right
passed,
before.
yeah, like right before, like somewhere between 12 and 13. Yeah. So
Okay.
because you guys went through half a little faster than that, 114 high, 114 mid.
Yeah, we went 114:48. I did at least.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And but you guys were together right at that point because I saw Trevor was kind of leading that pack.
Yeah, I
Yep.
want to hear. Wait, before I describe it, I want to hear what Trevor's perspective is on the whole first half of the race.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, so the race strategy was honestly to let Eric lead because I knew that I'm kind of a pacing idiot and I would probably go out way too fast. And so like the first 10K, I try to make sure that I was literally just watching Eric and watching feet and trying not to get knocked over and trying not to lose him because I'm like, there are so many people in this race and it was not thinning out either. Like, I don't think it even thinned out at all throughout the first 5K. It felt just as packed as when we first started. So we hit a 5:55, and then I could already tell that like our little group was forming and people were already getting antsy. And then at that point, Eric was like, chill out. Like, we have 25 more miles left. We're going to get those like 12 seconds back. And then we ended up getting them back over the next, I think by the 10K mark, we were right on 230 pace. So it was just, but that whole time, the whole 10K, I wanted to take in the race environment and like look at where we're running, but I don't think I looked even once. I was just straight up looking at feet the whole time.
For
Dang,
what it's worth,
that's
my first Boston, I did the same thing. I didn't see anything because I raced it, and because like especially in the beginning, because you will get trampled. I actually almost fell my first Boston on the first water stop. A dude came and we locked legs, and we almost both tumbled. So I get it. The focus is
dude.
real.
Every year I race Boston or run it, I'm always that was my fourth time doing it. I'm always surprised by some people say like, it's not like the hills aren't that bad, but like, I mean, mile two, there's like a pretty sizable hill, like even mile two of the
Yeah.
race. And I was like, dang, I totally forgot that existed. So there's a lot of points of the race where I was like, dang, this is like a tougher course than I remember. So of course, like it amplified it that I was having a horrible day, but like, still I was like, man, this is like pretty gnarly course. So it's pretty crazy you guys did what you did on that course. Cause I think it is, obviously it's net downhill, but I still think it's much tougher course to run a PR on than just a pancake flat course. And I'll go to my grave arguing that or die on that hill. So, but anyway, Eric, what was your report of the first half marathon? How are you feeling?
I felt phenomenal. Like almost all the race, but yeah, to Trevor's point, he's literally like a bull, and you just have to like throw a lasso around him. So I very quickly realized I was the dad of the group. Like I'm much older than everybody in the group. I realized like everyone's in their early to mid 20s, And I could sense that feeling that Trevor was saying, that everyone just kind of had that panic, antsy energy. So very often I was telling everybody, like, just calm down, we're fine, we're all good. This is what we're going to do the next mile. This is what we're going to do this mile. And so after we had the slow mile, yeah, I said that right away. I was like, we have so much race left. We're going to get all this time back over the next 8 miles very slowly. And I could sense, like, everyone was kind of pressing to 5:35 pace. And I was just like, pull it back, guys, pull it back, pull it back. And we even clipped, like, I think I manually split all the miles. So mile 2 and 3, we hit like 5:38 and 5:39, which was okay because we had rolling down and it was very effortless. I was turning to Max and just being like, this feels like nothing. And he's like, I agree. It just feels so smooth.
Yeah.
Like, so the phrase that I kept saying that, Trevor, you might have heard a bunch, is just don't take the bait. Like, over and over. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. Over and over and over. And we just kept hammering splits perfectly. It was just like 540, 539, 542, 541, just right in that pocket. And we did not waver. And I just felt so proud, like, of us doing that together and banding up to do that together. I remember around the 15K mark, everyone, there was kind of that panicked feeling again, because that's where the crowd thins and the lake happens and it gets quiet. You hear everybody's footsteps and breathing, and a lot of times in marathons, you start to hit kind of that point and it gets quiet and it starts to feel a little hard, and you can sense that feeling of people being like, this is going to be long, like, we have a lot left to run. And again, I'm just like, settle in, work together, let the ease of the group be easy, and just relax, breathe. It's very simple things, but things that people need to be reminded of. And yeah, I mean, this was my 21st marathon. I counted, just see where we're at. And I'm like, there's a lot of experience in the marathon now. Like, I really do understand this distance now. I do understand the nuances of the feelings of what it feels like.
Yeah.
And so to be able to reassure everybody and kind of take that figure. And now that, I've been coaching for 2 years, it felt really cool to just coach people in real time and just to be there with them and to be that, voice of comfort. So it was just really cool. And I think every single mile I would say, hot, 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 Trevor, hot, hot, pull it back, hot, hot, hot. And I think this is what I've been saying in my videos, and you'll hear in them, is that, like, Trevor has the ability to run that fast. He has the ability to pull away, and he could have made his own race, and he may have run a faster time doing that. But we made a plan prior to this race. And I said to him a handful of times, I was like, are you sure you want to stick back with me? Because you're going to be faster than me. I just knew that based off of all the workouts we did. And he's like, no, I think we are going to do better by working together through everything until the hills. So, like, he basically was like, I want to push through the hills. And that's basically where I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to want to push the way he wants to push through the hills. So we thought, okay, then our goal and our plan is we're going to try to keep this group together and each other close to each other until the beginning of mile 17. And so I'm holding him accountable to that. And Trevor's character is one of humility. And so he listens. So when I said that, he would pull back every single time. And I've done that to people in races before, where I tell them they're going too hot and they don't listen, and then they just take off and then the plan's gone. Which is their prerogative. Like, that's fine. But if we made that plan together and we want to stick to that plan, he was true to that, and he was true to his word, and he pulled back. And that's hard for him. He admitted, like, it's easy for him to, like, want to push and want to go faster. But I think that's what was so cool, was that as someone who's slower than their friend, I still felt like I was pacing backwards, I was doing the opposite of what people normally think pacing is, which was really cool. And it was like, oh, there was purpose in what I was doing for Trevor that day. And that was just a really cool experience, because then I had this really cool moment with Max, who was right to my right, and Trevor. This was like on mile 16 on the downhill. It's this crazy down, and we're putting it at effort, and we ran it at 5:32. And my heart rate was 5 beats lower than every other mile split of the race, and we ran a 5:32. And at the bottom, towards the bottom of the hill, Max was like, "This is insane." And I was like, "I know, but we're gonna round this corner and you're gonna see the Newton flags and the hills start."
And number
and I don't know
one is, I'm convinced, the hardest hill.
that's I can't wait to talk about that piece.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was also a moment of me being like, wow, I really know this course well. And at half, and Trevor can attest to this, the half moment was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in racing ever. We all crossed the half and I called out 1:14:40 and everyone went berserk. Like,
The people running with you, correct?
everybody in the group was like, "Let's go!" Like freaking out because we nailed the half split, exactly what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And we all felt good. And I mean, because of that, we ran a 5:35 on the next mile. And it was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, chill. For me personally, that was the most emotional moment of the whole race, because going back to the grandpa piece, like I immediately thought of him. I immediately thought of family. And I started just welling up with tears. And I actually started aspirating. Like I actually started I was like, and so I'm like, okay, I can't let myself go there again because that's not gonna work. So then the next 2 miles were actually kind of difficult for me. But I knew that the downhill mile was coming. And I'm like, that's gonna be a rest. Like that's literally gonna feel like a jog rest. And it did.
Yeah.
And so we hit the bottom of the first hill and like immediately the pack just like disbanded and Trevor started hammering. And I'm like, all right, just follow. I just stared at Trevor's back the entire first hill and just followed him. We got to the top. We started running tangents. Nobody runs tangents in this race. We're hammering tangents. I'm like, we are dicing this course up right now. It was the coolest feeling ever. And we're just like, it was like that, like, you know, the meme with the pilots, like you and your bro. We were just like ripping. And I remember we hit this one tangent and I think I said something. I was like, let's go. Perfect tangent. And then he just started going and I'm like, I'm not following that. And so that's when
I did not hear you say anything on that tangent, but I remember looking and I'm like 30 feet to the left of anyone else in the entire pack. And I'm in my head, I'm like, why is no one else on the left side of the road? It is the perfect tangent line. And I didn't hear Eric. I didn't know where it was, but like in my head, I was thinking like, I know that like if there's one person on the road behind me, it's Eric, because he's always been talking about tangents like the entire build. And so if we were just like the two people to take that, they probably saved us like 3 seconds. I don't know.
And we were the only people on that side of the road. I was still right behind you at that point. And just after that point is when I let you go. Cause I looked down and we're running 5:30 and I'm like, all right, I don't need to be doing this right now.
So that's where you all split up around 17 and a half or so.
Yep. That's when he started to pull away. And then I had another guy in our group, Chris, with me still. So we did that stretch up until the firehouse turn. And the firehouse turn, I can kind of let Trevor take it from there. But that's like my experience up until the beginning of the hills.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you said about the pacing from the back is like so true. I feel like the work that you did in communicating with the group and like being like the coordinator actually helped so much, because not only were you like a veteran of the course, like you knew the course well, you knew that we were going to be taking the bait on early downhills, but like, yeah, you kept saying, all right, slow down, don't get too excited. And it was like, I'd slowly get out of pace and then come back. And I was doing like the pacing work up in front. I'd say most of the first 15 miles I was leading and breaking the wind, but like I kept reining it in when Eric told me. And I didn't realize, but we had a group of like 30 plus people, at least for the first half. So we were like the official 2:30 group.
Like 30 people running 2:30 pace. It's just insane. Like it was so cool.
Yeah.
There's not many other races besides Boston where that happens, you know?
I mean, honestly, that might be kind of rare for Boston-ish, that many.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah. This whole build, I was wondering what our group was going to look like, because I wanted to visualize this race. It's like, I knew the two of us would be there. I was thinking Brock Kelly might be there. Unfortunately, he was in Corral 4 and was just hammering the whole race behind us. But I knew there would be some people. I was not expecting 30. However, like we were kind of in the front of the group. And I think, yeah, having Eric right behind me, kind of being the one communicating, and then me like setting the pace out front. Like I think we also helped, 20 plus people also break 2:30 or however well they did. Like you said, like at half, we were like in an uproar. Like the amount of people who were just like getting so hyped and yelling because we knew we were feeling good and we were on pace. And then I don't know what happened to the whole group. uh, I did not like look back at any point. Yeah, it was like around 17. I think I just started naturally going into just a faster split. Like when I had done marathon prediction workouts in the last month, I was doing like 5:35 to 5:37 pace. So I just told myself like, hey, we chilled out for the first 15, 16 miles. Now I'm just gonna convince myself that 5:37 like is my marathon pace, and now I'm gonna kick it in. So that was kind of like the mindset I had going through those hills there.
Nice. Yeah, dude. A quick note here: your all's pacing strategy was pretty eye opening to me because honestly, this day must have been a good weather day. Oh, not the weather must have played a big role in this rather, but normally I see people run a little bit faster on the front half because it's downhill. And then, you have these monster hills, which 4 of them within 5 miles or so, 5 and change, is pretty rare. So to see you all basically even split it is really comforting because Eric, I was tracking you all while I was running because I mean I was just having a blast. So I'm pulling out my phone every half mile and I'm tracking. Alex is asking like, "How's Eric doing? How's Trevor doing? Like, how's Danny doing? How's Chris doing?" And I saw y'all's half split and I was like, "Oh no, they're not gonna do it." I was like, they need more. They need more. They need more of a negatives, or they need more because they're going to positive split because the hills. And I'm like freaking out. And the tracker is never right. So it kind of leads you to believe different stuff because it said you all were running a lot slower than what your watch was saying or what you all are calling out. So that was like my thought process behind the scenes. But also it's cool to kind of an eye-opening experience that I think the proper way to pace Boston is the way you all did it.
Yes.
Yeah. I think so many people are under the impression that they'd be able to even split, but we felt so confident going into it because of the way we trained for this race.
Yeah.
And this is a huge kudos to Trevor for strategizing what we did at Waterfall Glen on that loop.
Yeah.
Because when you were in town, Scotty, like we hammered that 8-mile bit of that long run workout way faster than marathon pace on crushed gravel and then hit the hill at the end of it. And that hill was diabolical for me. But I know myself, and I know if I had hit that hill solo, I probably would have started walking towards the end of it and just been like, all right, I did 7.5, I'm good. But the fact that Trevor was like 50 feet ahead of me, and I'm like, he's still going. I have to keep going. I have to just see what I feel like at the top of this. And then finishing out and closing that out, the first time we did it, I was like, wow, I think I just like unlocked a new mental gear there. And then, like we're high-fiving and just like, that was the best long run workout of our lives. Yeah. Like that was insane. We just averaged something crazy, like 5:30, 5:35 pace for 8 miles on gravel and hills. And then him and I did it again, like in the dark. And it was
at night,
such a mental battle. Like I've never done that, but because of Trevor's work schedule, I was like, all right, like I don't want to do this one alone. So I'd rather do it at night and didn't do it together. And I underestimated how hard that was going to be in the dark. And I was just wrecked after it. You could see in my video, and he wasn't because he's a freak, but he he hammered the 2 miles after I did the 8.
Yes.
And
the one key thing that one is specifically not just hitting the hill hard and feeling good on the hill, but settling back into pace after the hill. Because it's not heartbreak that actually ruins people's races. It's the fact that they can't get back into their rhythm after heartbreak. So, like, that's what we did.
That workout is what really made me realize that. And again, how good of a teammate Trevor is in these situations. he gapped me on the hill, and then I was solo. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna close out these last 2 miles. It's gonna be brutal. And then he looped back, caught me, and then we ran the same pace for the last mile and a half. And he brought me back down to pace, and we were running right around 5:40 again, 5:35. We got back to the road, and I was like, oh, there's so much more give on, like, there's so much more return on the pavement now. And I'm like, I'm gassed, but we're now running 5:30 pace, and it actually feels kind of manageable. So all these thoughts are going in my head, and I got really negative after that run because I was so wrecked after it. I'm like, I don't know if that means I'm actually going to be able to do it here. And Trevor just, how many times did you tell me, Trev? He was just like, go ahead, say it.
At least 5 times. I'm like, we were running on gravel, we were running in the dark, and then also the fact that when I circled back, Eric like latched. We didn't work back to pace. Like he latched on immediately, and we started hitting 540s right away. And it's like that's a mental choice. That's not just like a fitness thing. It's the mental choice to, after a hard hill or after a part of the run when you know you're going slow, being able to immediately go back to pace and like have that short term memory and be like, all right, that hill was brutal. It may have done some damage to my legs, but like I'm gonna hop right back on the rhythm I need to be at and just act like this is just the rest of the race from here. And so the fact that you're able to hop back on the pace and do 2 more miles there, I was like, okay, you might feel wrecked, but like that workout tells me everything about your success for Boston. Like you should be able to hop right back on marathon pace for the last 10K.
Yeah.
With what happened.
I think a lot of people look at Trevor's age and they're just like, oh, surely you don't know a lot about running because of your age. But he has so much experience in racing and the marathon. Like we've been running about the same amount of time, even though I'm 10 years older than him, because he started so young, and he actually has been running marathons for what, 5 years now?
I think it's been 6 years, yeah. And
6 years.
Like I've been training for marathons for the past 6 years. Like there's really never been a month where I've not been training for one. So
That's
So
awesome.
he's not just like coming out of the woodwork and randomly doing this.
Yeah.
So like it was really awesome because our experience in the marathon is very similar. Like we have a lot of similar times in our races. Like we both struggled to break 2:30 for a while, about the same amount of time. And so to have that vote of confidence from him, especially from that workout, set me up really well mentally. Like he kept just being like, no, that translates. You can do this. And so then in the race, like I could not believe how easy the hills felt. Like it blew my mind. Like
Yeah.
we hit the first one, and you said, Scotty, it's the hardest one. It literally didn't even feel like uphill for me. I just latched onto Trevor's back, and I was like, we got to the top. I'm like, yeah, I'm breathing like a little bit harder, but we're getting right back down to pace and even faster. And that's when he kind of went. And I'm like, I'm just going to hang at 540 until we hit the second hill. And then I hit the second hill at effort. And I think the slowest part, and that's, to me, the second hill is the hardest. It's the steepest, it's the shortest, but it's the steepest. And I think the slowest I went was like 620 pace at the worst part of it. And that mile was close to a 6 flat mile, I think. But then the next mile after that, I knew it was flattened down. Chris next to me was like, was that the third hill? And I'm like, sorry, it was the second. No.
They did that every time. Yeah. First time I
was
ran
brutal.
Boston, I was like, that was hill number 3. I was like, wait, this isn't heartbreak. But yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah. So I felt really bad having to tell him that it was 2, but I knew that it was 2. So I'm like, but we have a flat and a down mile now. So get back to pace. I ran a 5:42 on that mile.
Yeah.
I got to the third hill, and the third hill I felt incredible. And I must have passed 20 people on that hill. Because that's where I actually like pushed. That was the first hill I pushed up because it's gradual. And I'm like, this has nothing on the training that we did, on the hills that we did. Got to the top, felt great. There's more down to Heartbreak Hill Running Company. Still felt great. And then Heartbreak just didn't feel that difficult for me. It was shorter than Bertha at Waterfall Glen. It's less intense. Bertha's like 150 feet, but Heartbreak's like 90.
150.
And so and Bertha's longer. Like it just goes and
just
goes
keeps
and
going.
goes and goes, and then it flattens and it still goes. So there's a lot more relief with Heartbreak because you get to the top and you get rewarded with a nice down. But I had my buddy Tony running up all of Heartbreak with me, just screaming at me, which was really helpful as well.
Yeah, that
was really cool.
Yeah,
but I think I was still only like maybe 20 seconds behind Trevor. Like I still saw him up the road. So I'm like, I'm sitting pretty good right now. Like the fact that he's there is like, I feel very accomplished.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
And it just felt like the training runs we did. I'm like, oh, okay, great. Like we're good.
Dude, that Trevor told me the day before the race, I believe. He said, I don't think Eric understands how much harder the gravel is than we realize. And I 100% felt that when I was there. It's almost like your foot slips about 5%. Like if you grab 100% on pavement, you're grabbing 95 on this gravel, and multiply that by 15,000 steps and you're exhausted. I mean, whenever we got back on the asphalt to run back to the car, it was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. So being able to do that with hills, with pace, total hack. You overtrained essentially, in my opinion. Not in the bad sense of the word, but you're able to, like, perfect weather, flat course, probably both of you well under 230. So
are you guys going to utilize that park or route on flat, like more time trial, like courses like Chicago? Maybe if you guys run Chicago or whatever. I know Eric's going to Berlin, but like, is that where are you guys going to utilize that routes at all now, or just for like a Boston prep?
I think the plan is the Lakefront Trail in Chicago, just because it's, well, first of all, it's Chicago. So it's like big prep for Chicago Marathon. It's like you're at the spot. Chicago really has no hills at all. And so it's preparing for that. I mean, I'm not opposed to doing long runs at Waterfall Glen. I think there's a certain point where it's more optimal to do a flat route if mentally it allows you to like stay in the zone.
yeah.
But it really is just like the confidence builder that you get from the hill is worth it if you're going to experience that on the course. Is it the best training? Not always. Sometimes you're better training if you can actually just hit some insane splits on a perfectly controlled bike path, right? So
I agree, Trev.
Totally agree.
Trevor's so dialed. I think other people just don't realize too. He's an engineer, so he's just like has an engineer brain too. Like he's
Chris.
He's so
I mean,
smart.
not Chris. Eric. That's the exact training partner you need as well, because you are such an analytics guy, and like I'm just like I don't know the workout until I didn't know my workout or the paces until my drive to the workout this morning. I looked at it while I was driving and I was like, dang it, I'm running solo. I should probably check the splits. So that stresses Eric out, where Trevor is like, dude, I got it. I studied it last Monday. We're good. The hills are going to hit at this point. Yeah. Very different.
Well, it's great to like have someone to nerd out with that stuff and understand and like really get it. Like that tangent part was a perfect example of how we are so similar.
Yeah.
We're like we get those things and we understand each other with those things, and we can communicate without even communicating sometimes. So it's just awesome to know that we have it was so cool to accomplish Boston, and like his sentiment was like, and there's so much more to come. And it's like, yeah, there is. We're going to train a lot together moving forward. It's really exciting.
Yeah, it's cool. This almost felt like a crescendo of events for you two, but it's not, which is cool. It feels like it because both of you are not really running right now. You're not training. It feels like this is it, but the best is yet to come.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to go back to the first time we did the long run at Waterfall Glen. I remember I had already like looked into it and I was like, we need to go clockwise. And I'm not going to text the group chat because I don't want to look weird, but like I'm going to tell them when we get there, like we need to go clockwise because then at mile 17, we're going to hit, or like, it was for the other tempo first. I'm like, I want that hill on the uphill at this mile split. And I think like the night before, Eric was like, we're going to go clockwise. And then he like said the splits by. I'm like, all right, we're like thinking the exact same thing for preparation here.
Like we're going to hit the west side parking lot so that it times out perfectly to be like Heartbreak at the right time. I'm like, this is the way.
No. Dang, you guys are locked, dude.
That workout was insane. That was I think that's still the craziest long run workout of my life. Like just chasing him on that path.
You talking about when I was there or when?
Yeah. We ripped one of those miles in like 5:20. It was it was filthy.
That was quite possibly the worst long run workout of my life, which is funny.
I just remember being on like mile 7 of that 8-mile section and just being like, I can't believe we're running this fast right now. And there's no way I would be without chasing this dude.
Dude, it's funny when Clark moved out of Chicago, I was like, man, who's Eric gonna train with now? And now you got a whole squad down there, dude. I feel like you guys have really like developed an awesome training group in the suburbs of Chicago now, which is really cool. So shout out to Clark Morin.
Can't wait to move back.
This training group is growing. The mall cops are recruiting new members.
Dude, you're running with the guy I coach, Mauricio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no way. Mauricio's running with him?
That man has
this far.
I know, from Rockford
area.
Rockford. He's got the sickest ear tattoo. I don't do tattoos, but if I got a tattoo, it might be that. Not gonna lie, Mauricio, your ear tattoo is cool. Gonna put
shout out.
Shout out Mauricio. No last names. Grisales. Beep.
Yeah, I guess that is crescendo of marathons here. Yeah, it felt like so complete after that race because, like, I think I said this to Cyrus after. I was like, 2 years ago, I ran a 2:36 at Indy, and I remember saying, I want to break 2:30. That's the next goal. And I was like, I was already thinking, is that too much of a goal to like try to my next race train for 2:30? And I had talked to people, and one guy told me, oh, 2:30, that's going to take you a long time. You should like, I was like, I want to prove him wrong. Like, I'm going to do 2:30 in the next build. Flash forward 2 years later of like consistently training and just striking out every single time, like constantly every spring and fall, trying to convince myself this is the time I'm actually in 2:30 shape, and just being so humbled on race day and be like, no, this was not the time. Like, I need another spring, another fall. And then this whole time this was right when I probably started watching Floberg's YouTube channel, and I was like, we're in the same shape. Like, years ago, I remember every once in a while he'd post a workout and I'd be like, you know what, I'll try that one today. And we'd hit like the same splits. And so like, I really feel like we've been on the same marathon journey towards the 2:30. And then the fact that we not only did the training sessions together, but literally like paced it together. And then within 60 seconds, both broke 2:30 at the same day was like just full circle and just a total crescendo and like years of marathon prep.
Yep. I had the similar experience in Houston. It's crazy. 3 of my buddies, we all finished within 30 seconds of each other, and we all train together. And it's just, dude, there's nothing better. And then you get to hug at the finish line, dude. Like, you're not just like aimlessly walking through the finish line. You get to like just immediately share stories with each other at the finish line, like walking through it. It's so fun.
Well, Trev and I's first interaction after the finish, like I had Charlie in our group came over, and he had an arm around me, and he missed it by like 40 seconds. And he's congratulating me because, I told him I broke it. And Trevor comes up, and he's just under the assumption that I went over 2:30 because like Charlie's hanging on me, and like, I mean, I'm like emotional, but I'm not really saying anything. And I turn and look at him. I'm like, what'd you get? Because I knew he did it. And he's like 2:28, and I'm like, I slap him on the chest. I'm like, let's go. And he doesn't say anything, and I was like, I got it by 14 seconds. And it's like, the footage is amazing. He just goes, you did? And then we just like embraced. It was amazing.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I thought you were over. Like, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, because he's like, dude, how are we gonna go through this day?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's cliche, but like there's a truth to when you train with someone that when you hear that they actually hit that goal, sometimes you're way more excited than when you did it because you've kind of already processed it. Like, what your result was, you're happy with that. but then first of all, yeah, thinking that he missed it, and I was like, maybe he missed it by like 5 seconds. Who knows?
Could have been, yeah.
And then to hear he got it by 14 seconds was like, dude, like the most excited I've ever been about, like the most high peak I've had in a marathon, like at all. And I don't know if I'll top that. It was crazy. And the fact that it's like not even my own time. Is, so
Yeah.
Epic.
There's nothing better than having, well, you yourself having a great day, and then like that training partner you've been working with just like also have that A day that you both dreamed of, talked about in training and stuff. But I think like, was something I've been thinking about when Saway broke 2 last weekend right at London. My one of my initial reactions was like, and well, at first I was like, man, like I feel like even like 204, 206 pros are like some of them are probably looking at that and they're like, dang, like what's the point, man? Like I'll never be able to run that fast. And then even like then I zoom back out to me and I'm like, dang, like, like I'm never gonna be even like remotely close to that in my marathon career. But then I think about, you guys share something like that, and it's like that's what it's about. Like it's not about, how fast you ran or it is like, and we care about that, but at the end of the day, like we have the same joy as probably Saway feels when he finishes that race because we hit our personal goal. We did it with our friends and stuff. So, yeah, I think if anyone's ever listening, that's like maybe a little discouraged about not being as fast as they want to be, just like, yeah, you will find it for sure if you set goals, achieve them, especially with friends. You will find that joy that you're looking for. I promise. So, yeah, thank you guys for sharing that moment because I think people need to be reminded that that's what it's all about, not the times in particular. So,
Yeah.
that's a good story. Good story. So yeah, so obviously I guess we kind of skipped to the finish a bit, but you guys both like had really good last 5 miles after heartbreak, right? Like pretty smooth sailing there, no cramping, nothing like that.
I want to hear Trevor. I didn't really hear much of your like heartbreak to finish.
yeah, so I hit heartbreak, which I thought I was pretty slow up it, but I checked the splits. I did it like almost the exact same time as Eric. Mine was 1 second faster on that segment. And then what I was doing is I was following Truett Haynes' advice. He DM'd me and he said, go easy with Floberg until the hills and then blast the last 10K. And I'm like, yes, sir. I will listen to Truett. And so like that was exactly the plan. The last 10K was, I believe, 5:33 pace.
Wow.
And in that last 10K, my entire mindset was just, this is your marathon pace. Like, because in all my marathon predicted workouts, like this was what I was running. And I was thinking, all right, just act like that was a long warm up. And now we're just doing a 10K at marathon pace. And so I just kind of treated it as a workout there and didn't cramp at all, which was really good. I mean, didn't sweat too much. I really don't think I took much fluids on this race. I was just pouring the waters all over my head, trying to stay cool. Last gel was at 16. So,
how many gels did you take, Trevor?
I took 3 apple cinnamon go gels.
You took 3 cinnamon go gels. You took 75 grams that whole race, bro.
Yeah, 72 grams. Yep.
What?
Which is
my favorite Trevor post ever.
Dude, I saw the Instagram reel.
How did you not bog, dude?
It's actually the most
waters, and it said water on head, not drink water.
Oh my god,
that's the most gels I've ever taken. I think there's several marathons where I've done 3 gels. That's the most I've done.
We
Every
should
time
we
we
should
did a
try
long run,
4.
we would talk about it. I'm like, dude, you got to try more. And he's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm like, okay.
Oh, dude, I found this post. That is so funny. Total 72 grams of carbs. Bruh. Oh my god, they got a lot of comments. Yeah, dude. What's crazy is like I was talking to Ryan Ford like before and after the race. He ran like 205, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm shooting for like 160 grams of carbs an hour." And then they normally how that works out is he front loads it well, is able to do it for the first half of the race, and then he kind of just sips on his bottles towards the end. But it's so funny because like I mean, you clearly felt amazing. Like you got the most out of your race. Like you felt amazing the last 10K where you would traditionally worry someone would blow up for underfueling at that point. So I don't know. I guess as long as you eat a good breakfast and trust the fuel plan, I mean, different things work for different people. So Respect.
Yeah, realistically, like going forward, I'm gonna try to up it to like 4 or 5 gels, and try to push towards like a more realistic target. Like I do know that the science supports like the limiter for endurance right now is carbohydrate intake. So like I want to eventually get to the point where I'm taking normal amounts, like at least 60 grams an hour. But like my training for this build was like so strange. Like I had in this winter, I had a span of 6 weeks where my average long run was a 25-mile run. And that was like brought up by the one ultra I ran, but like I ran so many runs over 20, and honestly most of these I didn't take any gels. So I feel like my body was like used to doing the ketosis and just doing the fat adaptation. So
Yeah. I mean, if you get your body gets used to it, yeah.
I don't think
Well,
me and you could be any more different, Trevor.
Yeah.
I'd take a gel for an 8-mile run. I'd take a gel on every run, actually.
Cool.
Well, my theory on this is that with more of his muscle mass, he can hold more glycogen than more people. And obviously the setback of having more muscle mass is that you have to carry more muscle mass. So, obviously the stereotypical runner is lean and trying to get down to race weight. And it's not that Trevor's not trying to get down to a race weight. Like he's definitely lighter than, what he's normally at in equilibrium. But I think there's a very good possibility that he's holding maybe 2,400 calories as opposed to the typical person that's holding 2,000 calories fully topped out. And then also the point that he's saying with training that it's more of a ketosis approach where the fat adaptation is still good enough fuel for long enough where he can hold the pace because he's trained it and his body's adapted to it. So it's super interesting. And I do wonder if it is something that maybe more of like the hybrid model or a bigger, heavier, stronger, more muscle mass type person can do more regularly.
Yeah. No.
that being said, there's no disadvantage to taking more gels than you need. So
Right.
like only possible disadvantage is if it gives you stomach problems. So like this is riskier. Like I'd probably be better off taking more even if I didn't necessarily need them. So I think going forward, I'm gonna want to bank more nutrition.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you said that, Chris, because even in my breakdown video today, I talked about my fueling in this race, and I front loaded in this race, and I'm starting to realize that I do way better by front loading.
Okay.
It wasn't nearly as much as Ford did in the 160 model. I think I averaged around 60 or 65, which is still kind of low.
Yeah.
But I did 24 grams in a gel caffeinated prior, and then I did every 3 miles through. I did 369 and then just after half, but I had a handheld where I downed 30, roughly 30. So I actually, with my pre-race gel, the 3 I took through 3 through 9 and the handheld, I had like 120 in the bank in the first hour. So
Wow.
that's really interesting because then I only took 2 more after that, and each of those were maybe a half to 2/3 of the gel I only hit, and then I just took some Gatorade here and there, and that was it. Like after half, I basically just had 1 more gel. And I do that because I just get so nauseous in the back third. Like I can't even bring myself to take a gel because I'm just gonna throw up immediately or I'm gonna gag. It's just not worth the risk because I slow so much when I do puke. I don't stop, like I puke while I'm running, but that was kind of my demise in Chicago in the fall. So I'm like, if I'm feeling good, I'm just gonna kind of trust that the front load worked. Because if I put 120 down in the first hour and I have a little bit of supplement after that, and I can get through on 60 to 70 an hour on average, I should be good. And turns out I was. Granted, I did start cramping after BC. So my heartbreak felt great. And I knew like my plan was rock solid. It was like, do not go too fast on that downhill into BC. Don't get overzealous. And the energy totally, like that was the first time I kind of like let it get to me in the race, and because it was so raucous. And I was so excited because I just demolished the hills. And there was a tap to power up sign, like with the mushroom.
Yes.
There's like 14 million of those this year. Yeah.
Dude, I hit it out of this kid's hand Like, I hit it so hard that I might have ripped the sign. I definitely hit it out of his hands. And I was like, oh, like I wound up. Like I swung back and like took it.
Dude,
and I'm like, oh, I need to chill. Like as soon as I did that, I was like, whoa, I was not expecting to like be that fired up. And then there's a little bunny hill right at the bottom of that little valley there. And that bunny hill, like immediately the left side on my adductor and my hamstring started to grab. And I was like, oh no. And this is the same exact spot it happened in 2024. And I'm like, oh no, it's going to happen again. Like I'm going to have to slow significantly. And so I made a conscious effort, and it's fascinating. I'll try to pull it up on the video for you guys here. I looked at because I was wearing the foot pod, and I looked at all of my stride length data and everything, and there's a noticeable change when I start cramping. You can see it. Do you see the last 10K there?
Oh
yeah.
I started overstriding and heel striking on purpose to try to mitigate the hamstring cramps. And it matches with cadence. Like my cadence lowers in that whole section as well.
Oh yeah, it drops down.
And you can see
Yeah, that's
all of the
cool.
change, which is fascinating. And it was cool to see that represented in the data because I was making a conscious effort to make that change because that was the only way I wasn't going to fully grab. And I was still able to keep pace. And the way I realized I could was that I was able to hammer the downs because that wasn't hamstring. But every time I went up, I just took it really careful, and then I would hammer the down again. So that kept me at pace. So mile 22, I ran 5:42, and then mile 23, I ran 5:40, and then mile 24, I ran 5:32. So I started because I was playing the downs because it's rolling down. And then once it started to flatten out towards the city, and you even had that little climb by the Sitco sign on the overpass, I hit the last 2 miles like right at pace.
Yeah.
So I did not have much time to work with, and I didn't really know how close I was. I just knew that I really didn't run any miles too slow to be outside of the goal. So when I turned on Boylston, I saw 227 flat, and it's about 700 meters, I think, to the finish line. And I was like, I can do that. And the last 50 meters, it was like fully grabbing the cramps were because I dropped to 5-minute pace. And I was like, the last footage is really funny of me. Like the last 30 feet, I'm like leaning all the way back, like trying as hard as I can to stave off every single cramp. But I got through in time. And I knew that whole stretch, I was confident I could do it, just like eyeballing the clock and seeing. And yeah, got under.
Were you fully prepared to dive across that finish line if that's what it took?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was really I was still just kind of disassociated from the time. Like I didn't know how close I was. It's really hard to compute all that in those moments, especially like the right on Hereford. We had a guy pushing a wheelchair, and it was the loudest moment I've ever experienced in marathoning. Like,
wow,
the decibel levels were like unbearable, and it like completely carried me. Like I was hurting a lot, but there was so much disassociation the last 2 miles of the race. My heart rate data, like it all skyrocketed the last 2 miles. Like it was paced perfectly. Like I could not have gone any further. I could not have tried any harder. It was all just on the edge. And yeah, the crowd roaring, just like you don't really feel anything. You're like, this is hard, but I don't feel anything. I know it's over soon. When you run that many marathons, you're like, I feel so disassociated from pain at this point in the last couple miles of a race where I'm like, none of this matters. Like, I don't care. I know it's going to hurt. It doesn't matter. Just keep going. So that's really cool to feel all of the effects of that and experience too.
We have a friend we coach named Andy and in St. Louis, and Danny always tells that. He says when you're in a marathon, it's like you have a glass of water and you're slowly pouring it out, and you want to get that last drop out like right as you cross the finish line. And it sounds like that reminded me of exactly what you just said. Is like you nailed it. Like your body was like now ready to go another step, but you got to the finish just in time. So yeah, well done to both you guys, and inspiring stuff for sure. Very special day for both of you. Yeah, it was awesome. So I know we've been on for a while, so I don't want to keep you guys too long, but I would love to hear like post race, what was the celebrations like for both of you after the race?
Well, what if well, there was that moment where I walked back and I didn't know how long it was, and I just like went berserk hearing that he broke 2:30, and
Yeah.
just riding the high the whole time. Walk down the street. This is my first marathon I've done where like I have a public following, and so like people coming up to me and recognizing me is like still very strange and surreal for me.
Yeah.
So it's very cool to like, yeah, followers coming up and being like, "Hey, you did it," and like just being so excited and tell me about their race. So that was cool. Just hanging out in the streets for a while, um, and then we all went and got pizza. Um, Perfect way to refuel. And then, they were all gonna, celebrate. And I told them this days in advance. I take a nap after a marathon. That is like mandatory. Because it is the best nap you'll ever take. And so I went and napped for like 2 hours.
Did you stay the night in Boston or no?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did. Okay, cool. Did and Eric, did you go with them to the pizza and everything?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just euphoria. Like it was like being with all the people I love, like having my wife by my side and all my friends. Just it was so cool to just revel in everything that just happened. Like I was sitting on a curb and Trevor was in the street and we're just going back and forth, just being like, oh yeah, this mile, that mile. Like, can you believe that just went down? You're like, it was such a blur, like recounting all the stories. And one story we left out, which is hysterical. So Charlie, which I'm gonna show you guys the video of when I told Trevor, this is when I found out. I don't know if you'll hear it, but
Fucking already done.
let's go, 228. I snuck in. Just his like, you did. It was like it was so awesome, man. But yeah, so Charlie at the start line, we have our pack of guys we know. So I have Trevor, Max, and then Miles ran Austin half with me. Like when I took that Truett video when he was chasing us, Miles was the guy right next to me.
Okay.
So Miles is with us, and then Chris, who I met a couple days prior, found out Chris and I have been side by side in multiple major marathons and we have like the exact same PR. So he packs up with us, and then Charlie comes up. He's like, "What's up, guys? You guys are going for 2:30, right?" Like, yeah. He's like, "Yeah, I follow you guys. I'd love to run with you guys today." And he's fully in Project 3 kit, and he's got like bleach blonde hair and like blue stuff on the sides. He's a total vibe, and he's like, "I'm going for the bag today," because you get $3,000 if you break your PR by 3 minutes. But he's like, I didn't know this part. He goes, if you're the fastest PR of the day, they give you another $3,000. He's like, I'm going for the 6 today. And we're like, what's your PR? He's like 241. We're like,
no.
what? And so, I mean, immediately Trev and I are like, okay, we'll see if you hang with us. Like, we're going to do what we're going to do. If you're there, great. But part of us was like, I think he's legit. Like, I think he's real. And he hangs with us. He's hanging with us. And I told, as we approached Wellesley, I told the whole group, I was like, you're about to experience something crazy. This is so loud. It's so easy to overdo it. The phrase I said, do not get overzealous. And
no kissing.
We hit the pack and Charlie flies off and kisses a girl. And it was just like,
did he really?
Yeah. At 2:30 marathon pace, he flew off and laid a kiss on a girl, and we all went psycho. And it was just like, it was hysterical. And he comes through and he does airplane wings, and he's like ripping through the group with airplane wings. And I think, Trevor, you were like, what was your reaction to that?
I don't know. I fist bumped him. I gave him nuts. All right, bro, chill.
Dude, shout out Charlie. That's a vibe, bro. Like I'm here for that. Like Clayton Young did that too. He went off to the side, like did all the high fives. I mean, I love it, man. Yeah, that's hilarious. So did he did finish with you guys and broke 2:30?
He was the one that missed it by like 40 seconds.
Okay.
So it was crazy because like him and Trevor surged right after that happened. They were maybe 15 meters ahead of us, and that was kind of the point in the race where I'm like, is Trevor gonna start just going now?
Yeah.
So I kept it really chill, and then they just like kind of slowly came back to us once it got quiet again. But I looked at my data. We ran a 5:43.
There was a hill after Wellesley when we passed it, and so I talked to Charlie. I said, "Hey, let's like totally just relax on this hill and let the group come back to us." And so like him and I just like we didn't put the brakes on, but we just like stopped putting any gas into it and just let everyone come back. And I'm like, we're gonna take this hill as a break. So I think that's the smart way to like get back on track. Is don't put the brakes on, just let everyone come back to you. We're only at 12 miles. We're gonna want the pack for a while more.
100%.
And it was cool. Charlie DM'd me after the race. He's like, and this was really cool to hear too, because Charlie's really young. He's probably 20, and he's like, all good, absolute honor having some vets pull me to a huge PR. He's looking to go 229 in Chicago. His PR was 2:41:30, and he ended up running 2:30:40 something, I think.
Wow.
And yeah, I showed him the photos of like right after it happened. It's him like at the end of doing the arm airplane. And I was like, everyone don't get overzealous, and you pull off and kiss a girl. He goes, Trevor was gobsmacked. I was like, you both took off. He said, had to try to make the most. I only get one first Boston. Only bonehead move. We were at like 5:30. Surprisingly solid kiss. Maybe should have stopped for a number.
Dude, yeah, I mean, if you're single going through Wellesley, have fun. But that's hilarious, dude. Good for him.
It might have been the match that, was burned that didn't get him the 2:30, but like it doesn't sound like he has any regrets.
No.
I mean, I wonder if he got the bag. I would love to hear if he got the 6K or not.
I think it was to someone who did a 13-minute PR.
Oh wow. Dang,
so he missed it by like 2 minutes.
Dang. They have a ton of those Puma people out. Like there was a ton of kids I saw on race day. So yeah. Maybe we'll have to sign up next year and get some money. We'll see. But anyway, so you guys linked up Liberty Hotel, right? After the race too. You guys had a squad.
Giampa did not. He went benching.
I went to the gym.
Yeah, that's right. You went to the gym.
Yeah, I had to do the challenge. I was thinking the whole time. That whole weekend, I was just focused on the run, but in the back of my mind is like, let's see how much I can bench on the same day as my marathon. Because I've been doing that like the last few years. It's like, my shoulders are always so sore after a marathon. It's honestly like what's most sore. But so it makes it difficult. But I called around for like 10 different gyms because they're like all closed on Patriots Day. In Boston, everything shuts down. But I found one. I went for a run over there. I felt good.
You ran over there? No, you didn't. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, my legs felt good. It was like that night. And then the bench did not feel good though. I was so like dehydrated from the day and was like, we were flat.
Dude, who are you?
You were 1 of 1, Trevor.
I was like shocked by how good my legs felt. I was very surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if your slogan raising the standard is actually correct. It's more like you are the standard and like you got to reach my standard, because the fact that your legs felt good after that, crazy. But then again, you earned it. So
it might have been because it's for two reasons. One, it's because I've done so many like marathons and 20 plus milers going into it. So like it's not a new stimulus for my legs. Obviously they were fatigued. They just didn't feel it.
Yeah.
But it's also the fact that I did the negative split strategy. Like if you positive split a marathon and PR, you're going to be wrecked.
So bad.
But if you negative split a PR, you might be feeling somewhat fine. So legs felt good. I went to the gym and I hit like 295 and it did not move well. And I had no spotter. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna call it.
Yeah. Oh, that'd have been a rough way to end the Boston Marathon. Weighing on a squat rack. Having the ambulance people get, that'd have been crazy.
Yeah.
You're a bench rack. Yeah.
Because I probably lost like 6 pounds during the race. I didn't have a scale, but like typically in a marathon, I'll lose upwards of 5 pounds. So,
Boys, I got one last question to wrap this pod. So I've been thinking about this on this podcast for a minute. And so both of you, correct me if I'm wrong. I know it's correct for Eric, but Trevor, I kind of just met you this year. Both of you trained solo for majority of your stuff, correct? Is that correct?
Yeah.
And both of you have been trying for sub 230 for a decent amount of time, correct?
Yeah.
So you all link up and then you do it. I'm not going to like make assumptions or anything. I want you all to tell me in your own words. Trevor, you first. But how has not just like your all's friendship, like you two together aren't a superpower, but I think friendship is. And especially training partners with friendship is a superpower, because I've done it multiple times, and it's a hack. It's a life hack, right? In multiple ways, not just running, but talk about how meaningful it was to try so hard solo. It's a type of life. I mean, it's awesome, but try so hard solo and then be able to link up with somebody and do it really the first time. But talk about that.
Yeah, it's just on a total new level. I mean, you hear Eliud Kipchoge talk about, like 100% of me is less than 1% of the team, because the best marathoners and the people who are having the best time in this sport are those who are training with the people who they're just really good friends with. And all of college, I was training solo. Like, I had a couple friends who did marathons, but none of them I could run any of my workouts with. And like 4 years of just straight marathon training with no, or actually it was 5 years with no one to train with, is like you get used to being solo on all your runs. It's hard. You don't have anyone to push you. And like the amount of marathons I've run where like I drive in the night before or get a hotel, no matter how the race goes, you just leave, right? It's like this was like a totally different experience. Not only like the buildup of the nerves not being there because I was just enjoying time with people, but then the experience after, where I was more excited to hear that he broke 230 than I was even about how I ran, was just like, that's another level of excitement that the sport really brings out of people.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, there's the full circle aspect of, I've been watching this guy try to do 230 for 2 years now while I've been struggling to do it. And I know both of us have had those thoughts with it, especially within the last year, of like, am I actually going to get this done, or am I just going to strike out every single time? And like, actually just perfectly executing on the day together was just insane. Like I cannot believe how it lined up perfectly.
Yeah. Love that.
Oh, I think you guys inviting us on together is a perfect example that is your ethos, like that you wanted to, you saw it from the outside, like you saw that how special it was that we were able to accomplish this goal together. And like both of us are fully convinced that between process and pacing and race, that we wouldn't have been able to accomplish it without each other's support. It's just really cool. It's cool that you're recognizing that. It's cool that we're reflecting on it. And it's just, for me, a massive breakthrough in the training side. But y'all know me in that, like, that is secondary to the relational aspect. Like, Trevor and I are like bonded for life. Like, we're friends for life. There's no question in my mind. Like, I don't know if I've ever like genuinely like prayed on a start line, and we prayed together before the race happened and just like set our minds and expectations on what matters most to us. And that's why I've really been so inspired by him. Like his humility and pursuit of faith and openness, and just unabashed faith on his sleeve. And I don't know, like it all aligned incredibly well. Just all those feelings, all those thoughts on the start line, and then celebrating together. It is crazy to engage with that and that process and open yourself up to it. Like I had that with Clark, and then he moved away, and he was always just kind of one step ahead of me. And I feel like Trevor and I are like, it almost feels like we're almost way closer in fitness. And yeah, that level of being able to push each other is so cool. But even in our like day-to-day conversation about things that matter are really cool. Like my 9-year-old really struggles with behavior, and he really looks up to Trevor. Like I really don't know if there's anybody else on the planet that he looks up to like more than Trevor.
It's true.
And so
I've seen it.
to see my son look at someone who has that kind of character is really, really cool. That it's not just like Mr. Beast, you know,
Yeah. You can't
like,
yeah.
like a YouTube dweeb or whatever. And you know, it's so cool to see that, like, you know, my son like wants to be the gym bro. Like he wants to lift. He has all these high expectations for himself. And then Trevor's out here being like, you know what, all glory to God, and like humility and together and community and all these like things that I value. And there's only so much you can convince your kid it is true and right and good, and they're not going to listen to you. But then you have this like outside voice that comes in, and they listen to that voice differently.
Yeah.
It's just really, really cool to see. Like that's the reason he just got kicked out of the room. Like Sabria pulled him out, but he wanted to be in here just to get like a piece of this, even though he can't hear you. Like they want to be a part of it, which is also insanely cool.
Yeah.
Dang, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, Trevor, are you available to babysit my son?
Yes. Yeah,
no,
so much, Eric. I mean, like as a content creator, like you are the most like inspiring one for me. Is like when I first got the chance to run with you, is like this is a man who not only cares about his goals and progress towards them, but understands that like family, relationships, faith, and like the important things of life are primary to how fast we run. And like having that as a role model is honestly the most beneficial for me, because like my entire life I've been like very obsessed towards lifting and running and just physical accomplishments. And it's like you get all this validation from people and you get patted on the back for like, look how good you're doing. But I never really had that inspiration or that role model to like, hey, let's look at like what actually matters. And when I started posting content online, the biggest thing I cared about was like, I don't want just to impress people. I want to show them like there's more behind um chasing your goals. It's like the character that you build. And I guess seeing you work towards this marathon and like keep that as a serious focus and achieve it, but also like so many times you had to deal with sick kids and you had to be there for your family and to sacrifice for more important things. It's like that's the real goal that really everyone can relate to and should relate to, because that's real life. And it's something that I look up to just so much too. So
it's good.
Nice, dude. Yeah, I think I know Trevor, you saw the I don't know if Eric saw it, but the reel I posted with Mark Dowdle, where he said like his values not in his performance, and that's how he's kind of like in his performance as a backyards and ultras, and that's how he's kind of found freedom. And I think you guys like are such good representations of that for sure. Is like your faith, your the community aspect. You're both great family guys, great friends. So yeah, and that's where your value is, right? Is not in the performances, but although we do love competing and performing for sure, but you guys know where your true value is, and that's the most important thing. So yeah, shout out to both of you. You guys are great friends to us, and yeah, thanks for what a great pod, man. I knew this one would go like close to 2, and I'm glad it did. People are gonna love that. Like every time we post a long one, people are like, yes.
They eat it up. One of our longest ones was like one of our highest listened to for random, like I think it was a banter, was it not? I can't remember. Went for forever, but people love long ones, but very excited to get this out to the internet. Boys, thank you for your time. See you soon. Hopefully.
It's a pleasure. Yeah.
And
we'll always on the next one. What is this, 290 something? So
couldn't tell you. I've stopped saying the episode number because we have so many banked. We have like 5 in the
chamber.
Yeah, the chamber.
Ready, but that would mean that's not right, because that would mean it's like not fired. I guess firing it is putting it on spot. Okay. Good night.
You got it.
It's been a long one. I've been up since 4, 35,000 steps later, and a very long day at work.
Go to bed.
Time to go to bed.
We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.